Alright, well, I'm back. Things were looking a little better. Before it was disaster, and now it's quite a bit different. I got her back together about three and a half hours later. She's actually better than she was. I made some improvements, but I'll take you around and show you a little bit about what we're doing, and I'll show you what happened. Here's some. I got some broccoli. I got 3 broccoli and 1. I think that's a Rutgers tomato. Doing very well. She's actually planted way down here, so her stems. I mean, she's got roots going all the way to the bottom of that thing. Down there are my blueberry plants. Bought those about a week ago. They have already grown about 10 inches in that week. They're supposed to put fruit out first year. I have to read up on that to find out whether I should cut those back or actually pull the blooms off of them when they bloom. I don't know much about those yet, but got blueberry plants. These are my girls. This is new. You guys didn't see this. I don't think I showed any videos on my chickens, but you have seen her, Cinnamon. But I built this sometime last fall. Started out with 6 birds, and I've grown to 13. All different kinds. We got Rhode Island Reds, some Golden Comets. Lady told us there were Buff Orpingtons. There's a Barred Rock, and this little jewel here. She's a giant. Hey, quit biting on me. She's actually a meat bird, but she does lay eggs. There's one of her eggs. Oh, here's something that you may not know. No matter how many nest boxes you put in a chicken coop, they tend to lay all their eggs in one. I guess that's because they find that nest is safe. There's no snakes or anything in there, so they know that they can put an egg in there and not get bit. It's all about safety for these guys. That's all they care about. Alright, well, there's my chicken coop. Get out here. She tried to get out. Alright, here are some onions. I transplanted a bunch of them yesterday. Cut them back. Donald says that they work best if you cut them back, so I cut them back. That's the web Cajun. He helps me out from time to time. I have some potatoes. I started growing in, I guess, October. I planted these. These are, I believe those are all russet potatoes. My carrots are going crazy back there. Some of them are 2.5 feet tall. They're doing quite well. In the buckets, I have some cantaloupe. Planted the seeds yesterday, and some honeydew melons. I think those are going to go into the ground, and I'll show you where in just a minute. Back in the back, this little green bucket, my son said he planted chives in that bucket, but that doesn't look like chives to me. So, I don't know. We're going to let it grow and see what happens. That was back in August, I think he planted those. Alright, these, okay. Donald, if you see this, I couldn't wait. I know you told me to wait, but I couldn't wait. The web Cajun sent me some cucuzza seeds. He had 100% germination rate. He started out with, I think he said 80% or 75%, but after he shot his video, the rest of them all came up. So I planted 3 of about, I don't know, 15, 18 seeds he sent me. And I'm going to go ahead and start them. It's 100 degrees in this greenhouse, and I just got it up, so it's been staying really warm in here. So I think they'll be fine. Start them off, and then he says they grow really fast. I'm excited. Down Daniel planted these. This is all oregano, both trays. He planted that back in the fall. We've already been harvesting out of that one. It's doing well. I have some, I believe this is a Goliath that I got from a friend. And these are all Roma and Rutgers tomatoes. Actually, I planted these the same time I planted those, so those, maybe something wrong with those. I have some broccoli and some Rutgers tomatoes started over here. In fact, there's several of those are coming up now. Let's see what else we got here. Back here I've planted some cucumbers and peas and some green beans and some straight neck squash in this particular tray, and then back there I think that's top crop green beans, and it is. Just planted those yesterday. I have some cabbage. I planted a bunch of, there's some coming up right there, back in that little tote. I planted cabbage back there last year and it did fine, so I'm not going to mess with a good thing. Here's my compost tea maker. Sorry, I was jamming while I was putting my greenhouse back together. There's my pump and my molasses. Yeah, and there's some pantyhose. That's what I use for the tea bag. It's time to go ahead and finish that off today. I'll water these plants with that and start a new batch. That little guy right there is a lettuce volunteer. I say volunteer, but that bucket was over next to an area where I was planting lettuce last fall. And I've already harvested all of it, but that one just came up. So that's a gift. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. I had modified my greenhouse. You see I put a T connector in here and over here. I put a T. And what I've done is I've used it to support the middle section during heavy snow. There were some problems. Lois Laney and Amanda and Randy from Getting Their Green, we've all kind of experienced some problems with the weight of the snow on these hoop houses, and this worked great. I put these in. About a week later, we had a 6-inch snowfall, and it didn't bow. It didn't have any problem. Didn't sag. So there you go. There's a modification. Just a little T-joint right on the main, I guess, spine of the hoop house, and it supports it quite nicely. In fact, I only put them in there to show you. I don't even really need them in here right now, but they're there. Over here, oh wow, I got some goodies coming up now. I got some little guys coming up. Several little plants. And these are early peas. Okra's going nuts over here. There's my cayenne. I'm going to make me some bug spray. These are all tomato plants. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different varieties here. There's Roma, cherry, 2 different kinds of cherry tomatoes. This is a hybrid that a friend of mine gave me, and I don't see any of those guys coming up yet. And these are beefsteak, Roma and Rutgers tomatoes. These are all zucchini. I'm sorry, these are all squash. Long neck squash and cucumbers. They're all coming up. It's a brand new tray. I planted it the other day. I don't know what's in here, whether anything's coming up yet or not. Nope. That's all got butternut squash, different varieties of zucchini and yellow squash. And this is little marvel peas and purple hull peas in that tray. But they're all doing very well. I was really surprised after I found the limb, shredded my greenhouse. I expected all this to be, gone. disarray anyway. But it was just the plastic that tore. Nothing blew over. Everything's safe and sound. All right, well, let's show you where I'm going out here. That's my black magic right there. It's my own special blend of soil. As you remember, I had everything in pails last year. A lot of that's going to be the same this year. I'm getting ready to start transplanting outside very soon. As soon as the seedlings get big enough, I'm going to put some peas and climbing plants, some peas and green beans in the areas next to this little porch here, patio deck, and I'm going to let it climb up the deck. A friend of mine had that last year. It looked really pretty. Actually, kind of like the way he did that. It was quite nice to come outside and sit there in the evenings with a glass of tea or whatever your favorite beverage is, and just kind of chill and pick a few peas. All right, go back here and show you the limb that got me. That is the limb that got me. Tore me up. Fell on top of my greenhouse about, well, right across from where that little lounge chair is. And did make a big hole, but it made big enough hole that that wind could get in there and cause all kinds of trouble. I have my composter doing its thing. I got a pile back there. Actually used the pile to start the compost to go into my composter. Usually throw my grass clippings and stuff back there. Now I'll rock around to the front and show you what I've done out here. I'm going to use Shauna Coronado's advice and start growing some vegetables in my front yard. I think I'll probably put some squash, zucchini, and some real pretty flowering vegetables back in here. And it's kind of shaded in the evenings, so I'll have to be careful what I put back here, but I'm going to grow greens in my front yard. Anyway, that's that. So, appreciate y'all hanging with me. It's been a long time, but I hope to be able to join you guys on the tube more often. Anyway, this is Chuck. Hoping y'all get out there and play in the dirt. Y'all take care.